Hey guys, so here we are back at this big MT865C Challenger. This is the one that lost the front idler. I got it all apart. The spindle assembly, they call it a link on their nomenclature parts list. So if you don't know what happened, you didn't watch the video. They ran the this inner idler. There's an idler on each side of this hard bar. And they ran this one out of oil, and it came clear off of there, and as you can see, it got up against the frame rail, and then that's where she sat. So anyway, I came out and tore it all apart and ordered all the parts Thursday or Friday. I don't remember which day it was exactly, but this piece, this main piece here, is 2 weeks, is what they said. It's in Illinois. I don't really understand why it takes 2 weeks to drive from Illinois to Oregon, but it is what it is, I guess. Who knows? I mean, they might have to put it on a truck and then wait for the truck to get a full load. I don't know. So anyways, there's the socket I was looking for, and it's probably froze to the ground. I dropped that socket the other day when I was out here. Okay, so this thing, they told me that they wanted me to get the remotes that were problem fixed, and I want to show you before we get too carried away with our diagnosis here. I looked at it a little bit the other day. So these, I'm not sure, I don't remember the B's being like that. I think the B's didn't have these, any of the, I know not any of the, this is a C model. So right here, 865C. They made 865s, 865Bs. This is a C. This is a later model. And I think they're clear up to E's now, if I'm not mistaken. I don't think the E's, I don't know if they're doing the Cat engines on the E's or any of that. I'm not certain about that. This one has a C18 in it, 18-liter Cat engine. So, all these remotes here, okay, if you'll look at this little assembly right here, I'll see if I can unplug it, okay. That is these all run, so you got 4 wires here. You got a power and a ground, and you have a can high and a can low. Okay? So if you were to say unplug the main harness from this little controller that goes on the bottom of each coil that runs the extend and retract solenoids on the, hold on a second, my nose is running and my feet smell. I'm built backwards. And if you were to take this controller and plug it into, say, number 5, and this is number 1, this is number 5, you would still have to run number 1 switch, even though you're plugged in to this plug. Number 1 switch is still going to activate this valve if you were to take this one and put it down here, because this one is programmed to number 1 switch. That's the only thing it's going to run. So I'm going to do some diagnosing here. We got to get this thing started first. And what I'm going to do is put my gauge. Where did the crazy girl go? I gotta watch it. You get out here and there's, hey, shithead, Josie, come here, come on. She's hearing the echo back in there. Get back in there and the coyotes will get your ass. Come on. Stay out here where I can see you. I know you're a pit bull, but when there's a pack of coyotes that get around you, or wolves, you're done. I have to let old Duke out and make him handle them, because it'd probably take 2 or 3 coyotes to take old Duke out. Duke's a scrapping tough son of a bitch, I'll tell you right now. Did I turn the battery disconnect off? I must have, huh? We gotta get it fired up. I guess the first thing to do, actually, just turn the key on, and let's just unplug the main harness. Let's see if we got can high, can low, and all that good shit. Got a lot easier with a step on there, huh? Damn, we might have a dead battery now, huh? That's not good. We might have a dead battery. Oh my gosh. Climbing up and off this damn thing all the time. There we go. Let's just let it warm up for a little bit because we're going to need to start it anyway. This out here. Freaking oil in here too. So number one's on the bottom. And that's going to be extended. Obviously the left track tension sensor is not going to be right. Key switch battery potential, auxiliary valve 4. Below normal operating range, moderately severe. Okay. That's the remote number 4. Front lighting. Aux valve 3, key switch battery potential. Okay, so there's number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 right there. Okay, I want to check number 1. I'm watching my hose jump back there. Number 1's working. Okay, I'm gonna put it in float so I can go unplug my hose. Well, left track tension sensor. Okay, I get it. Thank you. So then I'm gonna go to number 2. In the operator station. Okay, left track tension sensor. Okay, number 2 through a coda right away. Open circuit. So interesting. Let's swap number 1 with number 2, the controller, but we'll still have to run number 1. And what that'll tell us, if it works off number 1, that tells you the controller's bad. If it still doesn't work, remember, number 1's still going to run number 2 valve. If it still doesn't work, then we've got a valve, a coil problem, or a wire problem. Just got to keep track of what we're doing here, because we know that number 1, we got to keep track of number 1. That does. Gonna be a code for that. Auxiliary valve number 5, ECM communication. Interesting. 5 went offline. Okay. Number 2 is still not reacting. Oh, I gotta run number 1 valve, moron. So, see my hose jumping? So we know for certain that little controller is bad. It's junk for number 2. See, you run number, I think guys get confused. They think, well, I swapped it, shouldn't I run number 2? No, that is programmed to number 1 switch. That's the only thing that is going to operate. That, and the ECM is going to, through the CAN network, is going to operate whatever controller is programmed to that switch. That's the way it works. So we know number 2 is bad. Wait a second. You know what? They've swapped these around already. You know why number 5 went away? Number 5 went away, the communication with it. I think they already swapped them. I think they swapped number 5 to number 2 or something. Why I had no communication code on number 5. 5's back. They swapped number 5 already. I bet if we run number 5 valve, the hoses on number 2 will jump. Here's number 5. Yep. See, they've already swapped everything around. They've been dicking with it. Okay? So, we know number 5. We need to take number 5 and put it back on number 5. And take that one, I'm guessing. They might have swapped other ones. I don't know. To put this controller back on number 5. This one goes over here. See what happens. I got a feeling number 2 will not communicate now. Something. So now we got a code for number 3, ECM communication. Interesting. We got a code for ECM communication. So number 2 does not work. Okay, but who knows if they've got it swapped around? I don't know for certain on that. So let's put our hoses on number 5 and make sure we know it's operating. See it? Let's take our hoses and put them on number 5. Was going on the other day when I was looking at this and I was like, things are not making sense here, man. Okay, number 5. Let's see if our hoses jump. Okay, hoses jump on number 5. So now number 4 is throwing an open circuit. Okay. So, here's what we could do. We know that number 5 is operational, right? So we could put number 5 to number 4 and then run number 5 switch to run number 4. So I got number 2, 3, and 4 not operating right now. Why? Number 3 is not communicating. Okay. So let's take number. What if? I got an idea. Yeah, I know the track tension sensor is screwed up. I get it. I got an idea. What if? Well, that's not going to work. None of these are doing anything. I was going to say, if we ran number 2, we could put our hoses on number 4 to see if they got one of those swapped, but none of these are operating, so we can't do that. Number 2 absolutely doesn't do anything. That is really odd that number 2 doesn't do anything. Number 3 has no communication. That tells me almost 100, you know, here's what I'm thinking. We put number 5 over to number 2, right? And then all of a sudden number 3 came up with a no communication code. My thought process is that was not there before. I'm thinking number 3 and 2 got swapped. I'm thinking number 2 goes to number 3. Stop. So let's take number 2 and 3 and swap them. We'll put the hoses on... Put the hoses on number 2 and see what happens. Let's just see if we got any. Damn it. What do we got here? Okay, now, see, now the communication is switched to number 2. It was on number 3. Still don't have any communication on number 3. Restart it. Let everything shut off and go through its cycle. We'll have to clear all these codes to get to the menu there. For this thing to boot up. Now number 1's not showing up. That's odd. Why is number 1 not showing up? Yeah. aux4 battery potential. ECM number 3. Number 2. Number 1. Yeah. Your front lighting, I don't give a shit. Whatever. Why has number 1 disappeared now? There's something going on with the wiring in it too? In all the way. Still ain't showing up. Neither is number 1. Huh. What the hell's going on here, guys? let's go to number 5 and 4. See what we got going on there. Something's confusing me with number 1, 2, and 3. I know I got the right one on number 1. But I'm gonna put this one. So number 4, okay. Actually, what are you doing, dummy? You gotta run the frickin' number 5 button. Okay, so see, I bet you we'll put the hoses on number 4 and it'll jump, okay? Hi, girly. Truck now because you're tired of being out here, or what's the deal? Milk there, huh? So should be able to run number 5 valve. Remember, we swapped number 5 to 4, and our hoses should jump. Yep. Okay. So we got 2 bad controllers. We know for 100% certainty we have 2 bad controllers. Okay, so I don't know why we lost communication on number 1, but what I'm gonna do to figure this out, I think what you're gonna run to is you're gonna have 2 or 3 bad controllers on this. Just to isolate the problem that I know all the valves and coils are functional, I'm going to take a known good one, which is number 5. We actually have it on number 4 right now. We just have to keep that in mind. And I'm going to put number... some of these pins. Okay, so I found an easy way to using my brain to figure this out. So unplug this one right now. I'll go show you. This one here, see, they swapped number 4 with one of the other ones. So what we can do, we already know that we got 1 and number 5 straightened out. I have the 4th one unplugged, but it's coming up with number 3 lost communication. See, number 3 is lost communication. So if we just plug it into the main harness and get can high and can low voltage to it, it should come back. Then we know that goes in number 3 hole. Yep. Okay, so that's number 3. That goes here. Clear the code so I can see it. Any day now. Now number 4 has no communication because it's unplugged. So that now they're all in order the way they're supposed to be. Aux valve number 3, open circuit. It needs, there's 3 of these controllers that are bad. Let's go plug number 4 back in, and then all of them will have communication, and then we know, we'll go ahead and take a known good one, which we've already done. We know the coils are good on 1 and 5 and 4. We'll take a known good one, number 1 and 5, and put in the 3 position and in the 2 position. And we'll swap our hoses over to that, and then we know for 100% certainty that we have bad controllers. So we know this one's no good. That's number 4. So let's take number 5 and put it in the place of number 3. Switch to run number 3 valve. We want to go put our hoses on number 3. What a piece of shit, huh? All these little control modules are bad. Run number 5 valve, or 5 switch, which will run number 3 valve. Okay, number 5 switch. See the hoses jumping? Okay. So we're going to put number 3 back where it belongs. We know it's junk. And then we're going to take number 5 and put in number 2. Swap the hoses to number 2, and that'll be the last one. And we know pretty much what the result's going to be. 5 controller on number 2 valve. See number 5. Okay, we got 3 bad controllers on this thing. 3 bad controllers on it, guys. That is if you don't have a service manual, you can use your brain and figure this stuff out. I knew they had been dicking with this because I saw one of these. I think it was number 1. It was plugged in, but it was just laying here. I thought, man, they've already been messing with this, you know? Okay, so we know this is number 2. This is number 5. This is number 2. Could it possibly have spread pins, maybe? Can we get lucky enough? I don't think so, but... So the other day, just for a brief second, I screwed around with number 3, and I was messing with them, and I had it working for a little bit. And then it started, you know, the snow was coming down. I decided to get the hell out of here. But these are programmed to the switch in the cab. Yeah, I had number 3 working, so I'm a little kind of wondering, could it possibly have spread pins in it? And it's just not making contact? I don't think so, but I think I've already done that once with that thing. So what you're verifying here is if you took a known good controller and swapped it, and you know, basically you're verifying that the switch in the cab, the wiring is fine, and then you're verifying if you take a known good one, say we took number 5, and we put it on number 3, and then you knew it worked on number 5, but you're still running number 5 switch to run number 3 valve, keep that in mind, because that's the switch it's programmed to, and it still didn't work, then you need to look at your coils or an internal problem. But if it's throwing a circuit code, it's going to be the coil. It's going to be the coil, you know. But if it didn't work switching it, another thing a guy needs to also look at is the wiring. So right now, I know for certain that I need 3 of those controllers. So it's got 5 remotes and only 2 of them are working. Number 5 and number 1. We'll check it just one more time with that terminals collapsed on it. I don't think it's going to do anything, but... And then they'll have to come out. I don't have the capabilities of programming those. I don't think the Texas unit will do it. I'll look. I don't think it will. I think they're going to have to come out and, you know, program those 3 controllers to the switches in the cab. But, you know, I've got it diagnosed. That's the hard part. Okay, so all 5 of them are communicating. Let's let it do its thing. It's going to throw the track tension sensor code. It's going to throw battery potential for number 4 because the controller's bad. Front lighting, okay. Battery potential for number 3, it's bad. So number 2 will throw an open circuit code. Okay. Number 3 will throw an open circuit code. And number 4 will too. Okay, so yeah. Just for due diligence, we could take like number 4 and put on number 5. Let's do it. And then run number 4 switch. Okay guys, I'm gonna swap these 2 back and then I'm out of here. That's just what I wanted to do. I wanted to verify that what I was thinking was true. That, see, the older machines like the Bs, see, a lot of those were, the coils were pulse width modulated off the ECM, you know. They didn't have this CAN controller right here that you're seeing me mess with. So they just were directly wired with, you know, 2 plugs going into each coil, and they were pulse width modulated from the ECM. Alright, number 5 is a good one. Well, Monday morning we'll order all them. Okay. Get my hose off the back and basically waiting for parts now, huh? Story of my life. And as time moves on, it's just going to get worse pretty soon. I think a lot of stuff like this will be parked in it, because I don't think you're gonna, I think pretty soon you're not going to be able to get anything for them when you get, I think you're going to see in this, you're going to see a lot of old equipment get fixed, because you're not going to be able to get stuff for these electronic pieces of shit. Come on, why are you not going over? Now that one don't have a half the cap on it anymore. Alright guys, well, I thought you'd be interested in seeing that, and maybe some of you guys that are even dealership mechanics, you know. Some of you guys probably already know that. But if you're a farmer out there too, at least, you know, you can kind of, now that you know, now that you're aware of how those really work, I think some guys get confused that they, you know, they put it on, they swap them, and they go, well, the son of a bitch still ain't working. Well, it's because it's programmed off that switch. They swap number 2 and 5 and say they're trying to diagnose number 5, so they swap number 2 and 5, but they're still running number 5 switch when they should be running number 2. So anyway, hopefully that helps you out. Thanks for watching.